Hey, Mentor Marnie here. I'm excited to welcome you and to share with you 3 top tips for people who have big dreams and big goals and aren't getting there. Like you're stuck or you're sidetracked or something's not happening. And that's why I'm here. So welcome. And then I'm going to go into kind of what's available to you and a little bit about that in just a moment. But first, my 3 top tips. Tip number 1, without a vision, the people perish. I am big into mission and vision and into knowing what you're supposed to be doing. Because one of the things that taught me this the most was when we bought our retail store. So Solutions used to be a Ben Franklin, and then we renamed it. We had a contest and the customers named it. They named it Solutions, SOULUTIONS. It had a Christian bookstore and a coffee shop and a fabric store and a pet store and a party store and a gift shop. And I mean, it was 12 departments and it was a ton to learn. It was so amazingly overwhelming. It had 50,000 individual items, 120 some vendors. It was not computerized. I mean, it was overwhelming when we bought it. And I would go in there. Now, at the same time, I was homeschooling our teenagers. I was managing the restaurant. I was also managing womenspeakers.com and still doing some writing. So, I mean, it was just, I had time. When I had time, I'd go in and I would try to figure out what to do. And because it was so big and so new, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get no traction. So I would sometimes even go in for 6 or 8 hours and I would leave and I'd think, boy, what did I even get done? Even though I had worked the whole time. I know that some of you are feeling like that, like you're like, I just can't seem to get the big picture to get it down into individual steps. And what I found with at Solutions was once I did understand what the big picture was and how to break it down, wow, I got so efficient, so effective. And not only me, but like the staff up at the front counter, they would run the tills, and in between sometimes there would be a break and they would just grab a duster or they would straighten up the till or something. But if I gave them a specific job to do, they could get so much done. Like they could knock out a whole end cap or they could do a whole inventory between customers if they knew exactly what to do. So number 1 is without a vision, the people perish. So I want to help you to get your mission and your vision very clear in the big overall scope as well as in your next steps. Tip number 2, faith matters. Without faith, the future is terrifying. It is too frightening and it can really lock us down. You have faith in all kinds of things that you don't even know you have faith in because you've been having faith in them so long that it doesn't even seem like faith anymore. So when you sit down in a chair, you trust that it's going to hold you. That takes faith. When you flip a light switch, you trust that it's going to produce light. That takes faith. There's all kinds of things that take faith. When you breathe in, you have faith that you're going to get oxygen. If you have asthma, you recognize that that doesn't always happen. I remember after a major car accident that I was terrified to get back in my vehicle for a while. It took faith for me to get back in the car and get behind the wheel because I wasn't 100% sure anymore that a vehicle wouldn't come across my line and crash into my car. It took great faith to move forward. Now, you've been assigned or you've thought of a new plan or a new idea or new business or new ministry or whatever it is. And it's going to take faith for you to go forward. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not going to take that level of faith the whole time. It's going to take big faith to get going. And that's one of the things that I come alongside and I help people just bolster up your faith to go for it. If God's put it in your heart, go for it. But it's going to take that much faith the whole time. So you don't have to think, I have to have this much energy, I have to have this much everything the whole time. Not at all. As soon as you get the hang of it, just like every chair that you sit in, you don't think, I wonder if this will hold me. You just sit down. And that's how it's going to be later with your new thing. Right now it's really intense, but it won't be that way forever. Number 3. Be a flow-through vessel. I wrote this book a few years ago because we get so confused about this, and I want to use the analogy of the straw. So we think that it's all up to me and I have to do it all, but the reality is that that is not the case. So in the glass, there is something like, let's say it's ice cold water, or let's say it's bleach. Whatever is in the cup, when someone sips on the straw, that's what they're going to get. So when my life is submerged into God's life, when they sip on me, they get Jesus. But when my life is all about me, when they sip on me, they get whatever they get. Whatever it is that I've got at the moment, that's what I have to give. But if I'm submerged in Christ, then I have all that He has that can flow through me. The other thing is that when I do it just me, just as much as I can give, then that's it. But if we do it through agape love, through God's love, all of a sudden we have a different result. It not only serves in the here and now, but it also has an eternal factor that is applied to it. Next, I want to share the number one mistake that people make. It's undervaluing time and overestimating your own ability to imagine what's coming ahead of you. So undervaluing time. Time is one thing that you can't get back. Once the time is gone, you can't go back and get it. Like sometimes if you lose money, you can earn it back and more. But with time, when it's gone, it's just gone. You've lost it. So I like to remind people to really value your time and to really structure it in a way that's going to get the most benefit for eternal rewards and go forward like that. And then the other thing is overestimating what's coming ahead and how well you can judge that. Really, in my role as a mentor, that is one of the things that I spend the most time on, is helping people identify it's going to be a process. You have to do things in a certain order. You have to learn how to crawl before you can walk before you can run before you can jump before you can ride a bike before you can drive a car. I mean, there's just going to be a process in place. And a lot of times when you're at the beginning of a new thing, it looks like if you learn how to crawl and you learn how to walk, then you'll be able to fly a plane. And it just doesn't work like that. So as a mentor, I'm able to take that big picture and help you bring it down to next steps so that you have a more clear understanding of what's ahead of you and what you can do to prepare yourself and to be prepared for the process that lays ahead. And the number one question I get from people is, how do I actually help? So how is it that I can help you? Just think of me like a Google mentor. So, you know, when you go to Google and you just search for whatever you need, when you go to Marnie.com, just use the search tab and find whatever you need. You're either going to find a training that's free or a training in the mentorship program that addresses the need you have. Or if you want to, you can set up a one-on-one coaching call with me. We can do this in 15 minutes or an hour, or you can buy a coaching package, whatever works for you. But just know that I'm kind of like your Google mentor. You can just come to me and get the information you need and then just keep right on going. From Minnesota to Malaysia, from Simple Me to Swahili, wherever God has opened doors, aha light bulbs have flashed bright as the perspective transforming, timeless biblical truths that I share with love and clarity have helped to skyrocket productivity and delight in life. Let me give you a little background. Just before COVID, I solo-circumnavigated the globe, keynoting 26 conferences and leadership trainings in 6 countries. I've owned and managed businesses in 3 industries, have written 13 books over the past 25 years. I host a radio talk show with a listenership nearing 200,000, and I founded the largest online directory of its kind in the world. I'm a mentor who believes I can help you move fast forward towards your God-given goals. There's several ways that I can help, and I want to just list them out for you here. First of all, there's a ton of free training. At the YouTube channel, there's dozens of original songs and music videos, everything from soothing to exciting. I offer a do-it-yourself mentorship program where you can self-direct through the specific training modules you need exactly when you need them, day or night. And then there's also one-on-one coaching for times when urgency propels a more personalized approach. I suit up every morning and I run to the front line and I battle beside some of the most amazing humans on planet Earth. I would love to come alongside you in whatever way makes sense for you right now, to help you clarify your mission, vision, and next steps, to move you from terrified, sluggish, or stuck to courageous, motivated, and moving fast forward, and into the genius of collaboration, because the more you serve and support others, the faster your business, idea, or ministry will grow.